What's up, guys? It's Missy. I'm back with another SimCity Build It video. Today we're going to be doing a beginners to pro video, kind of about basically the gist of the overall game, what all these buttons are for. For anybody here who recently installed the app and you're like completely lost, I'm going to help you guys understand what the hell's going on in your game. Okay, because I do know what it's like to download a game for the first time and look at it and get super overwhelmed, like, what the heck are all these buttons? Okay, so before we begin, hit that like and subscribe button. I have like 800 videos on the game, all kinds of topics, so definitely check out as many of those as you can because there really is a lot of good information in those. The one video that you are going to want to check out if you're a new player is going to be the Missy's Building Guide. Okay, that is definitely something you're going to want to look into. And then I have a playlist that is step-by-step walkthroughs on the first like 20 levels or so. That is going to give you a more in-depth look on what you should be doing with the game so you don't screw up. Because if you screw up, let me tell you, you're not going to want to restart, but you're going to have to restart. It's going to be one of those things where you either restart and do it right, or you end up spending years trying to correct your screw-ups. So don't screw up your city, okay? Watch the Missy's Building Guide video, watch the walkthroughs. Trust me, it's worth it, okay? Okay, so a couple of things that you can do to completely screw up your city. Before we even begin, don't even continue on with your city unless you marked your age higher than like 16 or whatever it is to participate in certain aspects of the game. If you did though, and you're wondering how you can get that city back, they didn't allow you to, fix the age restriction, although it has been made to my attention now that they are allowing people to correct that if they send a photo of their ID to EA. Okay, so if you're somebody who has that problem, you can get it corrected now. All right, so let's begin with what are all these damn buttons on your screen? Obviously, my screen is going to be a little bit more intense than yours because I've been playing 6 years. But the overall gist is the same. Okay, so on the top left corner here where it says 99, the pink area here, this is your city's level. You go up in level by doing house upgrades, whether it be in the design challenge or on regular residentials. Anytime you build a house, you're going to go up in experience. Now, the problem with this game is that the higher up in experience you go, the harder it is to find certain items within the game that are considered to be rare. And when that occurs, then it makes it harder for you to increase things like your storage capacity, your land expansions and stuff like that. And we'll talk a little bit more about what that is here in just a minute. It's very important that you do not go past level 24 at all in the first 4 months of the game, okay? Because if you do, what's going to happen is you're going to go way too high up in level too quickly and you're going to have a really hard time fixing all of your screw-ups. That is explained in depth in the Missy's Building Guide, but that's just the overall gist. Okay, so here is where you can put a city name and you can change that at any time if you want. You just click the little pencil here and hit edit. This here is your city's description. If you add follow MissyAnne on YouTube and you snap a screenshot of that, you can submit it to the album down below in the description section of this video, and it enters you for a chance to win free rares. Okay, this here is the cities tab. This tells you your city's current population and happiness. So basically, in order to keep your people happy, they have to have enough services like water, power, sewer, health, police, fire, all that good stuff, right? If their happiness drops, your daily income drops, which is your tax amount. Now, your tax building, you would have placed probably, but I believe it's like level 3 or 4 or something like that. You place down the tax building. You can collect these periodically throughout the day as they just kind of generate up at different amounts. But if you do not collect them for 24 hours, then you will not be able to collect past that. Meaning, if you don't open your game for 2 days, you're not going to get 2 days of taxes. You only get 24 hours of taxes at a time, okay? Or It's not really at a time. It builds up over time. Like if I collect this in an hour, it'll just give me less, right? Just make sure you collect it before the 24 hours. Otherwise, you're going to be missing out on some income there. Now, in the previous SimCities, if you're familiar with those, the games were based on taxes. You know, that was like your main majority, like, of your income came from taxes. That is not how this game works. This game is item based, okay? Every single thing within this game is all about the items. A lot of people don't really comprehend that, surprisingly. They think that the game would just be miraculously wonderful if they could just use a search feature on the global market. Like, just be able to search for whatever they need whenever they need it. That would completely defeat the purpose of the game. The difficulty of the game comes from having to juggle the items. What do I make? What do I keep? What do I make for profits? What do I make, for me to keep? You don't just make everything, right? I mean, you do, but you don't just make everything to sell everything. You want to make certain things that turn a profit. You want to keep certain things. You have to collect items to increase the capacity in which you can hold items. Literally everything in this game is item-based. And that is why storage, which is this little purple warehouse on the left-hand corner, is going to be your main concern. Do not sell any rares, okay? So when you click on this here, you'll see an increased storage button, and it will allow you to purchase rares with cash. Do not purchase rares with cash. Okay, it is a huge ripoff. You need like 7,200 of these to max out your storage. Don't do that, okay? Now, I have a video on how you can max out your storage in 90 days. People in my group do it all the time, but don't think that you can just start off with a crappy city and max it out in 90 days. Kind of have to be on the Missy's Building Guide for it to work that way, okay? All right, so moving on, let's look at the top portion of your screen here. So you know that the little blue button with the little people on it, that's your population. Okay, so basically taxes are calculated by city happiness, city pop, and city level. There's 3 ways that they calculate it. Unfortunately, because this game is item-based, taxes are not the main way that you get income, so you really shouldn't focus too much on population past a certain point. Once you hit about 260 to 300,000 people, you've unlocked everything that's super important in the game, and you don't need to go past that, as it's just going to require more services until you're, into like level 25 or whatever. It doesn't need to be a priority, is what I'm saying. Because here's the thing. What you're going to do, every time you go up in people, if you look at the right-hand side of your screen here, you see this yellow bag button. You may or may not have this button. This is just a quick button that opens up your promotions menu. So if you don't have the yellow bag button, then you just click this little green plus sign up here by the cash, and it opens up the same menu. Okay? If you did a daily purchase, the daily cash purchase, see where it says 17 days left? If you don't collect that every single day, you lose the day. Yeah, it's kind of messed up, I think, but whatever. The next thing here is the roads, okay? Now, see the red exclamation mark? That means that I have roads that need upgrading. Now, these road upgrades are not cheap. In fact, they're extremely expensive. For every 1 square of road to go from beginning to max is 7,500 coins for 1 little square, okay? From start to finish. So I do have a 3 red roads trick that you can do. You can set up in your city so that you never have to upgrade your roads again, and your happiness will not drop. However, there's a lot of kind of tips and tricks with that, so you're definitely going to want to check that video out. Okay. Now, this button here is your building houses button. For the time being, okay, just build the first house, the regular residential. It's extremely important that you do not build any other homes until you've completed the Missy's Building Guide. These other homes cannot be converted to epic projects. When you get to level 24, you're going to unlock a thing called epic projects. It's where you go to a house like this and you pay, you donate items, to get points, and then once you reach a certain tier, after you've donated so many items, you're going to get a little coin on the top of your house like this, and you're going to collect the little pieces. Now, these coins become available to you every 24 hours, and then what they do is when you go to your shops, like this, you can speed up the amount of time it takes to make one item. So the gold one is going to be, you're going to speed up the production by times 12 for 1 hour. Okay, so it's very much worth it. Not only that, they have a really high pop capacity when converted into an epic project, and they also have a very low service requirement. So overall, they're the best house in the game to build. Okay, but they do come at a cost. So you're going to want to make sure to get those done at the lowest possible level. All of this is explained in the Missy's Building Guide. Now, as for all these other buttons here, this is going to be your shop button. Okay, so every time a shop becomes available to purchase, or every time you can upgrade your shops, you'll see a little like 1 or 2 or whatever it is on the right hand side of your screen. When you don't see a new shop for purchase, that means that you have an upgrade. So when you go to your shops here, if you zoom way in, see the little tiny billboard on the very front of the shops, and they've got these little three little stars here. Each shop has it. You can see 3 little stars. See on the burger right here? Okay. Now, when you click on this, you see how it shows you the 3 stars here. This means that my shops are maxed out. So as you level up, certain shops will give you time discounts. You click the little I button here, and it's giving me a 20% time discount because I'm at a 3-star level. So the first one, I believe, is 10% time discount, then 15%, and then 20%. So if you make, let's say, a nail every 5 minutes with a 1-star shop or something, then you would make it every 4 minutes with a 3-star shop. Okay, so it is important to get your shops upgraded as they become available. It is going to be expensive for you beginner players, but if you're following my building guide and my production plan, you guys should have no problem with coins, especially if you're not upgrading your roads like you shouldn't be doing. Okay, so these shops here are seasonal shops. Okay, the sports, the Bureau of Restoration, and the Chocolate Factory. These are seasonal. This one here is the VU's random generator shop. This one is not required to play the game. Okay, it is extremely expensive. It is decent to buy it if you are on the Missy's Building Guide and you have a bunch of cash, you've already bought your Maxuses, then you can invest in something like this. It is $4,880 cash to max this shop out, to purchase it and max out all the slots. Okay, so as you can see here, I have 11 slots in every single one of my shops. You're going to start off with maybe 1 or 2 in each shop when you purchase your store. You're going to want to upgrade your shop slots with your cash, and that should be the only place where your cash goes for the first 5 weeks of the game. Okay? Do not buy any items with cash. Do not pay to finish items. That is a complete waste of cash. Complete waste. All right? Okay. This here is your factory button. So this is where you make your raw materials. For example, shops, and you would have seen this, the moment that you opened up the game, it teaches you how to make, metal and nails, right? Okay, so nails, as you can see here, they make, oops, forgot about that. They make every one item, and then you have to finish that item and then collect it, right? Well, the factories, as you can see here, they can make 5 items at a time, or whatever type of factories you have. You guys are going to start off with the really small factories. Now, these things aren't cheap, right? So this one is only 500 coins and it makes 3 items. I see a lot of people who are like level 30 still using 3-slot factories. Do not do that, okay? It is extremely important that you guys get those 5-slot factories as soon as possible. Anytime that you want to unlock something, all you have to do is hold down on it and look at what the requirements are to unlock it. So if you look here, it tells you the name of the item, then it tells you the price, and it tells you the production slots that you get. The pollution radius, okay? So when you put this down on the ground, it's going to give you this brown square on the ground. That if any homes hit that brown square, it's going to drop the happiness. Okay, so you want to make sure that you don't have any homes near your factories. Here you can get the 4-slot factories for 7,000 coins. Just skip buying these. This is a complete waste, okay? As you noticed here, it says the requirements are 27,000 people. So there is no level requirement for factories, okay? This one here is 80,000 people and this one here is 150,000 people. Meaning that as soon as you can increase your population to 100 or to 80,000 people, you can get the 5-slot factories. By the time you get to that point, you should be able to skip the 4-slot factories, buy a bunch of parks or whatever, and get your 5-slot factories figured out. You know, especially on the Missy's Building Guide, you're just speed leveling to level 24, building only regular homes, making sure that you don't have a bunch of half-built homes. You want to make sure that you max out your homes, okay? You cannot convert homes to epic projects unless they're maxed out. So make sure that you don't end up with a bunch of half upgraded homes. Super important. Okay, so once you've got your 5-slot factories, you'll notice that there is another factory here at the very end for 50,000. So the only difference between these two is if all you have to do, honestly, to really understand this game is simply read your menu. And a lot of people do not do that. They're like, oh, I don't understand. What is this? What is that? Just read the damn game. And it tells you. Look here. It says pollution radius is a 6x6. Okay? Production slots are 5 slots. The cost is 20,000. So here it says the price is 50,000. So we're doing a $30,000 price increase and we're getting 5 production slots. What's missing? What's the difference here? So many people think, oh, this one makes items faster. No, it doesn't. None of these factories make items faster. They never have. People are just associating that with the shop upgrades. Doesn't say anything about a timing discount. The only difference is that pollution radius. That's it. So until you can afford them, or unless you plan to put houses next to your factories, this is a complete waste of coin. You don't need these until way later in the game if you even want them, okay? All right. Now here, this is going to be the menu that you go to whenever you buy buildings, whenever you buy services, any of that good stuff, okay? So let's start with services, like power, water, sewer, garbage, okay? All of these, again, some of these have pollution radiuses, and you can see that here. So like this, like I said, anything in that brown zone is going to drop your happiness, okay? So as you can see here, it says capacity and demand. Now, certain homes have higher demand than other homes. As long as the demand does not exceed the capacity, your happiness will not drop, okay? Now, a lot of people, what they do is the moment that their happiness starts to drop, they immediately run and buy whatever service they can afford just to get, to get by, basically. Don't do that, okay? If your happiness does drop, it's okay. Your happiness can drop a little bit and you can still stay in the 20% tax increase. When you click on your tax building here, you'll notice that to stay in the 20% increase, it doesn't drop for a while, actually. Okay, you can lose several points before it drops down. And even if it does, like I said, it's not one lump sum getting, deducted. It's, if you could just collected your taxes, you could potentially lose pennies in a couple of hours, before you have to collect them again, right? So it's not super crucial, especially in the beginning, that you have the happiness at 100%. If you can't afford a service, just proceed on making the right items, selling the right things. Don't go crazy and sell your rares just to try to afford power or something, okay? All right, so you're going to want to buy the coal power to start. When you eventually, at some point, you're going to get up to level 30, then you buy the very best power. This has no pollution radius. They start off at 10,000 Omega coins. This is something you'll learn about way later in the game. This does not mean that you only get services on Omega homes. Omega services go for all homes. Okay, water is water. You don't have, separate Omega water for separate Omega houses. Water's water. Power's power. Okay, so you're gonna go with the coal power because that's the best for your coins. Then you are going to go with the basic water tower. That's going to be the best for coins versus service ratio. Then the basic sewage and the garbage incinerator. Okay, these are the best ones for your coins. Now, as for police, health, fire, you're going to start off with the really small ones, maybe only one of them. Okay, one or two of them just to get you going, right? Then you're going to save up and you're going to buy the biggest one. Okay? Now these are called Maxis Manors. These are expensive. They start off at 1,000 cash, then 2,000, then 4,000, then 8,000, I believe. Yeah. Then after that, every single one thereafter is 8,000. Okay? Every 24 hours, you're going to get a VU offer. It allows you to buy one VU item per day from there. And it does police, health, and fire all at once. So it's actually kind of nice. For example, you can see here, it takes up a 2x2 space, and it does police, health, and fire all in one. So you don't have all this overlapping and ugly buildings and stupid things to try to shift around, right? So it does make things so much easier. Okay, so let's see here. If you're wondering how I have these in storage, it's because I had gotten them. I got one around Black Friday for that side pass that we had, and I bought that one offer that came up a couple of days ago. So if you don't place them down, if you buy them through like a pass or something, they go in your storage. Okay, so you're going to go with the highest one. Now, your government tab here. This is really important. Okay, first off, your town hall. You would have seen what that was about when you first started the game. Then you have your city achievements. Okay, so as you unlock things, you're gonna get cash prizes and stuff. Use that cash to unlock shop slots or whatever. If you don't collect it, you can continue to collect it later. So if you are somebody who does a lot of accidental purchasing, just leave it uncollected and you can collect it when you're ready to use it. Okay? All right. Now, your city journal here, or the town hall, okay? If you look, you see all these people with happy faces. If for some reason your happiness is not at 100% and you can't figure out why that is, simply click on your menu here and then click the government tab, and it'll pop up and it'll show you which people are unhappy. You can go to that area and figure out what's going on. The things that cause unhappiness are things like pollution squares, broken roads without services, like they're missing police, health, fire, whatever. If they're missing services like water, it'll show a little water symbol. If you've noticed that all of a sudden all of your services just went out at once, it usually means that you broke a road somewhere, okay? Like maybe a bridge, you took a bridge out, or something isn't connecting. And all you have to do for that is go back, click on whatever service is out, so let's say sewage, okay? You have to have a road running to the houses like this. So if you notice that all these houses don't have that type of service running to them, then that means that you have a break in the road, okay? All right, so the next one here is the control nets. These are for Omegas. You're not gonna use these until you get to level 30, so don't worry about those, okay? All right, drones. Same thing, that's for Omega. So basically Omega homes, they don't use police, health, and fire. They just use control nets and drones. The drones can be placed anywhere on the map. They don't have to touch any of the houses, whereas the control nets are kind of like the police, health, and fire. They actually have to physically be within that radius square touching, okay? All right, so the very first thing that you're gonna wanna know is how to boost up your population. How does it work? And surprisingly enough, a lot of people do not know how it works. First off, when you click on a house and it shows you a little red tree, for example, That means that that particular house just doesn't have parks coverage. You do not have to have specialization coverage to keep people happy. It has nothing to do with happiness, okay? You can pick up all the parks, all the transportation, all the whatever. It's not going to affect your happiness. It will, however, affect your population. Now, as population goes up and down, the service demand goes up and down, which can control your happiness, okay? Because if you exceed your service amount, then people aren't going to have enough water and they're going to start complaining. Basically, how population boost works is this. Each house has a maximum capacity once it's at a fully upgraded point. So, for example, this house is fully upgraded. Notice how when I click on it, it doesn't have, or it has this little red tree on it. It's showing me that I don't have parks in that area, okay? So if I click on, let's say, gambling, or not gambling, so what am I doing here? Oh, it's fully upgraded, okay? So what we're gonna do is, I'm gonna hold down on it. Notice how it says 6,150 people? Okay. Now, notice how this says I can only have 1,836. That's because I have other things boosting the amount of people in the home. Each category that you get here boosts your population 100%. So if I was to remove all these pop boosters, the maximum I can have in that house is 1,836. If I convert this home to an epic project, it goes up to 2,411 people, right? Okay, so each category, like I said, you get 100% pop boost. Now, parks is a little bit difficult because not only are their radiuses very small, but their boost is small. It's like 20%, 30%, whatever. So go through at the beginning and buy the best ones that you can, which is usually going to be this one here at the start, okay? Then, let's see here. So the Modern Art Park at the very beginning. Then you have like the Peaceful Park. That's another popular one. Sculpture Garden. Let's see. This one here, but you're not going to have enough plat keys for that. That's 100% pop boost, okay? So then when you go through, landscape category is a really hard one for pop boost, as most of these are like 10%. So don't, that's more so you don't try to get 100% pop boost with that category. You can try, but you probably won't. Education. Okay, so when you place these down, before you can buy anything in these categories, you have to purchase the Department of Education. What you're going to notice when you get to level 24, especially when you speed level, when you hold down, notice how it says epic points, 1 point. You're going to want to purchase buildings that are only worth 3 epic points or higher for your epic projects. If you want to buy them for design purposes or whatever, go ahead. But when it comes to epic projects, those are the ones you want to buy. You can put the department in storage. All you have to do is hold down on whatever building it is you want to put in storage. Certain buildings don't allow you to store them, but specializations do, okay? So you just hold down on it, see this little box button on the right-hand side with the little yellow arrow, click store it, and now it's here, okay? This is a 35% pop boost. So as long as anything is in this little green square, it's gonna boost whatever pop 35%, okay? The little numbers here are the amount of people that you're getting when you place down that building. Okay, so go through, try to evenly spread everything out, boost your pop-up to the 80,000 so you can get your 5-slot factories, and that'll help you tremendously at the beginning of the game. Same thing is gonna happen when you unlock your global HQ. This is where you go to buy items from other mayors, okay? So anytime that you post something for sale, and this is very important, this is where you're gonna post your items for sale. 1, always post your items for sale for max, okay? Never sell them for less. So when you go to post an item, you're gonna click the plus button all the way, okay? And then you can sell up to 5 of each item besides war items. You can only sell one of each war item. Every single item in the game can be posted to the global market besides war items. If you want the item advertised, you click on this blue global button, okay? If I advertise these plastic, anybody who comes to my depot is going to be able to purchase anything that I have posted. So if you're posting for group members, don't have it on the global market, okay? If you posted something and you didn't get it advertised, all you have to do is wait or let's say you post something and you advertise it, and you want to immediately post something again and advertise that. You have to wait 1 minute or pay $1. Don't pay $1, just wait the 1 minute, okay? Now, if you click delete for $1, it's going to junk the item. You don't get money for it. You don't get it back in your inventory. It just deletes it, so don't do that either, okay? You cannot take an item off the global market once it's been advertised. After 12 hours, if nobody purchases it, then it will be removed from the global market, but it'll still be for sale until Daniel buys it. If you have items sitting in your depot for too long, Daniel will pick those up. So don't leave stuff there that you want. The only way to retrieve things that you want is to either have somebody else purchase them and repost them for you, or if you do it through a feeder city, so like a second city, okay? All right, now let's say that you want to post for group members. You have nothing on the global market. Just make sure that you click off that blue button before you post the item, okay? If you want to sell to somebody who is maybe hurting for coin or whatever, all you have to do is hold down on the minus button, bring the item down to 1, then increase the quantity. That way you don't have to wait forever, okay? All right. And up along the top of your screen here, these are regional currencies. Once you've completed the Missy's Building Guide, you've unlocked all kinds of stuff, you've got your city all figured out, then and only then do you even consider to unlock new maps. Along the bottom left-hand corner of your screen, this here is your friends button, okay? You can go to Daniel's city, you can go to anybody who's connected to your Facebook. I have videos about how to connect to your Facebook, how to refresh your friends list, all that stuff. So you can check that out. But basically anybody who's on your friends list can travel to your depot at any time, whether you have things advertised or not. And they can purchase stuff. So if you don't want people purchasing from your depot, do not add them to your friends list. And let me tell you, if you don't make that very clear to them, they will. Okay, this one here is the street sign button. The button right next to it, okay? This opens up your regional menu. This is how you travel to your other maps. You shouldn't be unlocking other maps for a long time, okay? When you do, the little winged helmet shows you that you have an epic project available. All right, this chat button you get when you unlock groups at level 18 if you set the age requirement right. Up here, this is where everybody within your group, as they complete assignments for the contest, they earn points. Everybody's points add up, and everybody gets the group chest, which gives you 120 cash, 4 tickets, and a random 15 rares. Unless you guys hit a different chest, and then you get a different reward. You have to complete at least 3,000 points to even qualify for a group chest. It is extremely important you get to level 18 as quickly as possible so that you can start earning rewards like this, okay? All right. Members, this is where you can see all the members within your group. This is where you can go to find a group. Click the little refresh button here. I'd recommend not looking through for a group like this. Join some Facebook groups and go seek out whatever it is you're looking for. If you're looking for a war group, if you're looking for a mayor's group, active trade club, casual play, whatever it is you want, go out there on Reddit or Facebook and try to find it, because most of these groups are dead, okay? All right, once you've found the group that you want and you know the group's name or code, then you just simply type it here, hit search, and then you'll be able to find it that way. All right. Let's see here. this button here, once you hit level 11, you're going to unlock the Mayor's Pass. As you complete assignments, you're going to unlock tiers of each pass. Unless you pay for it, you only get the top portion, okay? If you've completed levels and then you pay for it after you complete the levels, you still get all the rewards in the pass. All right. Now, this is your Mayor's Tower. When you hit level 11, you're going to unlock this tower, okay? This is basically the heart of the whole game, is the Contest of Mayors. When you play the Contest of Mayors, every week you get put in with 100 random people. You start in the very bottom league, the top prize being pretty crappy, okay? These ones are really easy. You complete assignments to earn points to go up on the leaderboard. You have a limited number of assignments that you're allowed to do, and the way that you choose your assignments depends greatly on your score, okay? So I basically, ideally what you want to do is you want to earn the highest possible out of everybody within your league, right? And I have hundreds of videos once you get to the Mega League on how to actually win the top prize. Once you get to Mega, the league prize is 250 platinum keys, 2,000 cash, and 10 gold tokens. It is extremely important that you guys learn how to play the Contest of Mayors properly, okay? And the only way to do that is to set your city up to be able to play. Just because you want to play comp competitively doesn't mean your city is even in a position to play comp competitively. Everything that you do on the Missy's Building Guide is preparing your city to be able to play in the Mega League, okay? So here you have the little monster VU boat as it arrives. You can attack the monster to earn war points until you hit level 18. Then when you hit level 18, you're going to join a group. You're going to attack as many times as you can afford to, right? That way you can stack up war cards so that when you get to Mega, you have those to do upgrades for those assignments. Do not upgrade any war cards or anything until you get to Mega. You can unlock like 2 or 3 of them to get you started, but don't do any after that. All right. The other thing is the cargo shipping dock. Now, at your guys' low level, these are pretty cheap to do the boxes to get 1 key is the reward, right? Basically, you want to unlock the cargo shipping dock and the airport once you get to Mega. Like the week before Mega, maybe if you're in Metro, it takes like 24 hours to 2 days once you pay for these to be done, okay? You don't need them before that. They're a complete waste before that, really, honestly. Focus more on getting your land unlocked. Don't open up any beach or mountain, okay? That's important. Here, you have beach slots. Back here, you have mountain slots that you're going to unlock at some point. And then here is the VU tower. Now, you're going to pay to unlock this, and then you have VU items, and you're going to pay as you, so as you launch this, you're going to earn VU points. See where it says VU points? After you earn so many VU points, you're going to be allowed to pay coins to upgrade your VU tower, okay? You're going to want to go up to like level 6 or 8 or whatever, eventually on the Missy's Building Guide. And then whenever you can afford it, you can go past that. All right. As you play the game, you're going to see all these random little bubbles popping up around your city. Definitely want to click on those. You get an achievement for clicking on opinion bubbles, but not only that, they give you rares. One way to get these bubbles to pop up is to move pop boosters around, parks and such. It is a really good way to get rares for low-level players. Okay? All right. Let's see. Let's say that you do not have the items required for your upgrade. Or it's asking for something extravagant. Like, let's say it's asking you for 20 nails. That is pretty extravagant for a low-level player. Click this little refresh button here. Click OK. You have to wait 30 minutes, and it'll give you new building requirements. Or you click it again, and you can watch a video ad for 30 seconds. and then you get those building requirements right away. I highly recommend refreshing building requirements that are asking for items that are worth, quite a bit of coin or hard to obtain. Okay? Never pay the cash to speed that up. That's complete ripoff. When you get to the Mega League, you will need to have cash available so you can pay for things like flights. Make sure that you watch a bunch of my videos on how to prep for the contest, walkthroughs, comm guides, all that stuff, okay? When you first start out the game, there's certain items that you're going to want to produce for coin. You're going to want to produce flour 24/7, donuts 24/7, nails if you're on the game. You can produce things like cement, tape measures and hammers, chairs, nails, blue textiles, caps, grass if you have the shovels. Okay? But flour and donuts are going to be your main source of income. Definitely check out the production plan videos and the guide. It's a written, a typed up guide for you guys to refer back to. Okay, here is the settings button. You can turn off the music, you can turn off the sounds, change your city name, you can take photos of your city, and you can log in and out of Facebook or Google. I recommend, if you plan to have this city for a long time, saving it in 2 locations. You can log into Google and you can log into Facebook. Just know that whatever you do, whenever you connect to Facebook to your city, you cannot unconnect to Facebook. So if you connect this city to your main Facebook and then you later screw up on it and you want to junk it and restart, you're going to have to make a whole new Facebook if you want to save it to Facebook. You're not going to be able to just overwrite that city. There's no way to remove it. Okay? All right. That pretty much sums up the beginner's tutorial. You obviously know what the cash and the coins are for up above, and the platinum keys and the gold keys. Those are used to buy specialization buildings. Okay? So as you can see here, certain items cost keys, certain items cost, cash, coins. Let's see here if I can find one that I don't have purchased. Like this one wants 30 gold keys. Just know this, that every November for Black Friday, they do a 50% off everything sale. So usually what I have players do is they start the Missy's Building Guide, they work their way up, they stack up all their resources, they buy the limited time buildings, and they earn their Mayor's Pass stuff. They collect all this cash and coins and keys and everything, and then when the November sale comes, they just go all out and they just buy everything for half off, which they got a ton of stuff, let me tell you. And when I say a ton, I mean they literally acquired more in the 6 months that they were playing on my building guide than most people have acquired in 6 years of playing. Okay, so that pretty much sums it up. You guys, that's the beginner's tutorial of your menu here. This star here, this is for your war menu. You're gonna go to the war map. And I have beginner guides on the war map. Definitely check that out. This is your war screen here. And then this here, this little diamond, this is for the design challenge, okay? Now, in order to participate in the design challenge, you have to upgrade homes on the design map. And if that happens, you're gonna level up. And if you level up, you're not gonna be able to unlock certain things quickly enough. So the design challenge is off limits if you wanna be successful. I highly recommend that you do not even mess with this until you're ready to level up. Good luck to you guys.